वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचारूणमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः.
ॐ सहना भवतु
ॐ सहना भवतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु
मा विद्विषावहै
मा विद्विषावहै.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
असतो मा सत्कमय
असतो मा सद्गमय
तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय
मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय
मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय.
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
ॐ पूर्णमदः
ॐ पूर्णमदः
पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णमिदं
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते
पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते.
Okay, so let's start from last week. Right? Just a quick revision from last week. Who's going to tell me what we did last week? Last week? What was last week?
We did the shloks 4.
With the new meetings. Yeah, and then it was like after. It was like Krishna Bhagavan was like always with you, and then you have to like just act like he's there with you and he's watching what you're doing.
And let him
2
drive your
weeks ago.
chair.
But that's fine.
Never mind, never mind.
Okay, Senator.
There were 3 reasons Arjun didn't want to. That like Krishna was saying Arjun should fight.
Yeah.
He said like I think it was ill fame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have the other 3 in my notes.
Yeah.
Marian also.
He said that you won't go to heaven if you do this, like just because, and it's not noble.
Yeah.
Like the noble people will like it.
Yeah.
The noble people say you're bad.
You're right, yeah. So, what did we do? We started second chapter, guys. The biggest thing was we started second chapter.
We did 4 shloks though.
Yeah, we just did 4 shloks, but we still started the second chapter. And in second chapter, Krishna Bhagavan says the first time. The second and the third and fourth shlok is the one that we started. What Krishna Bhagavan said to Arjun, right? So what did he say in second and third shlok? Do you guys remember?
He was saying his response, right?
Yeah. So what was the third shlok that Krishna Bhagavan said? You can look in your book. It's right there. If you don't remember, you can look in the book and it's right there. What did he say in the second and in the third shlok? Because the first 2 shlok is what Sanjay is talking about it, right? Then Arjun starts talking, but Sanjay, first shlok Sanjay said it, then second and third Krishna Bhagavan says it, right? And then fourth Arjun comes again. But what was the second and third shlok? Okay, Sash.
It was about him like to get up and do more.
Yeah.
Like don't stop yourself just because of these small things. Go get up and go.
Yeah, you're right. So Krishna Bhagavan said that, hey, I'm not gonna make you get up. You have to get up by yourself. So shake it off. Shake this unmanly deeds that you are doing. Shake it off and stand up. Raise. Yeah.
I think didn't he remind him like he's a warrior and then he talked to like that's what he said like son of
Partha. Yeah. Partha. He says Partha. So we talk about the meaning of Partha. Where did the name Arjun's name Parth came from, right? So that was one thing. Ansh, do you remember why Arjun's name is Partha?
Yeah, because his mom, I think he was named after his dad.
Mom's dad was Prithu.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was Pritha.
Yeah.
So Arjun was Partha.
It's also like son of Pritha, it says.
So why did Krishna Bhagavan address in the first shlok as Partha? Why did he call Arjun as Partha? Okay, Sanjay, you want to go?
Because when Krishna was at his mom's house, I think, he said, do you want to tell him something? And she said, to fight them and not anything else. I'm pretty sure something like that.
Yeah, you are on the right track. So yeah, see ya.
She said that they were born to fight, which meant she was pretty, brave.
Yeah, brave mom, right? She did not say that, hey, take care of my son should not die and take care of that. But what did she say? They are born to fight. So this is the time. What they are born for, the time is upon them. So go ahead and fight. So why did Krishna address as a Parth is, go ahead Krishna.
To like show his mother's courage and say be as courageous as your mom.
Yeah. So he was
brave.
just giving a
Not
reflection.
courage, bravery.
Yeah, like how your mother is brave, don't let your mother down. You know, if she is so brave, she said, go fight, you need to stand up and fight. So he was just trying to convince Krishna. Now going back to three things that Sanay said, that's the important thing, right? One was like noble people will not respect you, Krishna. So Krishna tried to influence Arjun to get up by himself. So he said like there are three things that motivate people. And three things that motivate Arjun, the same three things motivate us too. So remember, connect with us, right? So what motivates us? So first was that we are motivated like this is the right thing, right? People say this is the right thing. Lying, not lying, is the right thing to do. So I will do the right thing. That's what we do, right? So not lying to somebody is the right thing. So we just not hurting anybody is the right thing to do. So we do it. That's the noble thing, right? Why people do wrong thing though? Why people do, evil things?
Because they're selfish.
Because they're selfish.
They think they're in the right.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the times they think what they're doing is right.
Yeah.
When it's not.
They're not okay. Let her speak. Yeah.
Like once they do something wrong, they say like it's hard to not do it.
Yeah, that's true. They enjoy doing wrong things, right? So there are, yes, yeah.
They do it because they get a habit of it and they feel like they feel good doing it, but it's actually bad.
Yeah, you're right. So we talk about Duryodhan, right? Duryodhan said two things why I do the wrong things. What was that, Krish?
He said that he knows what's right and wrong, but he doesn't want to put enough he says it's too hard to do the right thing. It's too much effort to do it. Might as well do the wrong thing and like be lazy kind of.
Yeah. Or I know what is right and wrong. I always want to do wrong thing and I don't feel like doing the right thing, right? So there are two big reasons that any person do wrong thing and they are not noble. The two things is because of fear, right? The first thing why people do wrong thing is because of fear. And the second thing is because of temptation. There are two things when people do wrong thing, evil thing, right? The one is because of fear and one is because of temptation. Now, I want you to think when you did a wrong thing, ever in your life. And I'm sure everybody did it. I did it too. Right? What can I say? You guys never did it, right? Yes? Right? You did the wrong thing, right? So Anybody who can raise their hand and say, I never did a wrong thing?
I'm so perfect. People are
Wrong
so
thing
mad
can
at me.
include like eating a sweet when you're full or something. Right?
No, that's one wrong thing. It's not about eating.
Temptation.
It's not
Okay,
eating.
That goes to
I'll
temptation,
talk
right?
about the
I know,
test,
I'm just
right?
saying an example.
People cheat in the test for what?
Just
Fear of
to
failure.
Fear of
Fear of failure.
Fear of bad
Fear
grades.
of
Fear of
failure.
Hey guys, no talking. Sean, no
Fear
talking.
of bad grades.
Fear of bad grade, right? That's why they cheat. Or they have temptation of praise from their parents or from their friends that wow, you get hundreds, and then that temptation made them cheat, right? So anywhere you do something wrong, if you go deep down, there will be only two reasons why you do it. One would be fear, one would be temptation. So the noble person who doesn't get influenced by either fear or either temptation and do the right thing, that's the person is a noble person. Right? Whenever you overcome these two things, that's when you become a noble person and you do the right thing because it is right, not because of anything else. Right? So that was the first thing, right? The second thing what Krishna Bhagavan influenced Arjun was, you will not go to heaven. Right? People do things, good things, the right things, so that they don't go to heaven. Why do we do good things? What motivates us?
Our temptations for heaven.
What are the things? Okay, so you want to do something good for your, or you want, your mom dad gives you chore
Temptation.
and you do it. Why would you do that good things? Yes.
Get money.
So that
What if they don't pay you?
To get money if they're
Yeah,
paying
what if they don't
you,
pay
right?
you?
So they don't get mad at you.
Too late.
They don't get mad at you. They might get mad at you if you don't do it.
So that's your heaven, right? So they don't get mad at me. That's why I do the right
That's
thing.
the
That's the
heaven.
heaven.
That's heaven. That's
Not getting
mad.
Right? Right? Okay. Somebody was saying something here. Guys, no talking to each other, bacha. Otherwise it disturbs the whole class. Okay. What were you saying? Sean?
I'm telling him to go there.
No. Don't. Neil? No talking. Okay. Who was raising your hand? Sia, you were?
I was.
Okay. Tell me.
I was just saying they do it so that they feel good about themselves.
They feel good about themselves. So, we are thinking about something. If we do right thing, like sometimes when, your parents ask you to do something good, what do you ask? Hey, what am I getting out of it? Right? What's in it for me? Even in big jobs, right? People do the job, they will think, what is it in for me?
And
Tell me
usually-
what is in for me, then
Usually
I will
it's
do
like
it.
money, right?
Yeah, money or
Robbing the
anything.
bank.
Yeah, that's
Robbing the bank. That's it for me. Money.
Neha Didi is right on the other phone, Raja. So always when we are little to growing up, little kids do good things or do some things what parents says because their parent will say, hey, I will give you a candy if you do good things,
Or
right?
I'll take
So-
away your iPad.
Or I will take away your phone, iPad if you don't do it. So there is a reason behind it to do things, right? So that's the second category of people, right? The third one is what? Yeah, Raja.
One time, Mama wouldn't tell me wherever we were going and hiding if I don't do my homework.
Yeah, so you did it, right? So you did the right thing because you were motivated to get those things that mom hides you, right? Okay, so that's that. What was the third one? Anybody remember?
Motivation.
What was the third one? The first one was yes.
Ill fame.
Ill fame, right? Some people are motivated with, hey, my reputation, right? My friend will feel so bad about me if I do that. Let me do the right thing, right? Or,
I
yes,
don't want my
For the cloud,
What?
I've done that before.
you did that before, right? Let me do the right. I cannot do wrong thing because otherwise my reputation will be bad. My mom will feel bad. My dad will feel bad. Let me do the right, right?
How is
Okay.
it different though? Wait,
Yes.
how is that ill? That's not ill.
Ill fame. You're scared of ill fame.
Oh.
You do it because you don't want ill fame.
Oh.
Yeah, you can really take the followers.
Okay, so you got it? So even in our life, all these three things matters that motivates us, right? It depends on how you are. The first thing might motivate you. that you want to be a noble person who doesn't influence by either fear or either temptation, right? Or you can be a person who can be, hey, if somebody is giving me something, then I will do the right thing, right? If the cop is watching, I will drive on the right speed limit. If cop is not watching, I will drive most of them do, right? So they're doing good because there is a reason behind it. And the third thing is they're doing good because, hey, I'm worried about my reputation in the community. So I will do the right thing, right? So all these three things can be influenced right now also on us. That's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. Hey, buddy, remember these three things. That, you will not get any of these three. So get motivated, stand up, right? So that was the sloka number, I think, second or third. And then the third comes where he says that stand up, this ill-heartedness, the faint-heartedness, give it away, stand up and fight, right? So that's where we left last time. Now we start from sloka number 4.
Four?
Oh, I thought it was 7.
I know, but we studied so fast, I think we did not explain it, so I'm thinking, guys, I thought that we will be doing 10 sloka every week, but it's too much to do. This is a central learning of Gita, right? The summary of entire Gita. It will not go that fast. So we're going to take our time, right? So we're going to start with sloka number 4. Rajesh, sloka number 4 in chapter 2. What is the page number?
65.
65.
I thought 66.
You ready?
65.
Okay. Guys, ready? Come on.
Arjuna Uvacha
Arjunuvacha
Katham Bhishmam Aham Sankhe
Katam Bhishmamaham Sankhe
Dronam Cha Madhusudana
Dronam Cha Madhusudana
Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami
Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami
Pujarha Varisudana
Pujarha Varisudana Arjunuvacha Katam Bhishmamaham Sankhe Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubhi Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Varisudana.
Okay. So in this, now Arjun says, Arjun is shocked with the Krishna's reaction, right? He was thinking that I will get sympathy from Krishna. Okay, buddy, we will not fight. Let's go home, right? That's what he was expecting from Krishna Bhagavan. But what Krishna Bhagavan said, raise up, get up, you have to fight, right? So he is in shock. He thought Krishna Bhagavan did not listen to me what I said in chapter 1. I'm saying again in chapter 2. He's not listening. So he repeat himself. He says, are you crazy? Are you asking me to pull these arrows, shoot these arrows to my guru who taught me? So he says, Drona, who is my guru, you are asking me to, who taught me how to fight, you are asking me to fight against him? And then he said, my Bhishma Pitama, who is my grandfather, who actually left this throne. He was supposed to be king, right? And he left for Pandava and Kaurava. So he said, this guy who left the throne for us, and now I'm fighting against them.
And they're right in front of them, right?
Yeah, they're right in front of them. And he's saying, I cannot fight against these guys. You are asking me to fight? These guys are worth worshipping. They are so great. We need to worship them. They are worth for respect. They are not worth for my shooting the arrows against them, right? And then he says that I never utter a bad, ill word in front of them. How can I shoot an arrow to them, right? So that's what he says. We're going to go to the next sloka.
Guru Nahatva Himahanubhavan
Guru Nahatva Himahanubhavan
Shreyo Bhoktam Bhaikshamapi Haloke
Shreyo Bhoksham Loke
Hatvarta Kamam Stu Guruni Haiva
Hadvarta Kamam Stu Guru Nihaiva
So good, so good. Beautiful, beautiful. How much did you practice?
I practiced for like 10
No,
minutes,
10
right? And I
minutes?
figured it out in 10 minutes, but then I had to practice more to
Practice.
actually like remember it.
Yeah,
So.
beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful.
thank you.
Very beautiful. Okay, so here again he says, if you don't understand Krishna, let me explain you. You know that this fight, if I fight, it's better I become a beggar, because you know what, he's trying to make his case really strong. If I would be Krishna Bhagavan, I would have said, okay, yeah, let's pack our bag, go home, because he's putting his case really good. What he's saying, like if he says, I don't want to fight, Krishna Bhagavan will say, no, if you don't fight, they are not coming with that same intention. They will kill you, right? They will kill you. If you don't want to fight, you sit down, they will kill you. But so before Krishna says that, Arjun puts his case really strong and say, I don't want to fight. Even if they come and kill me, I'm ready to give the kingdom. I am ready to sit and beg for food. I can become a beggar. It's better to become a beggar than to fight, right? That's what he's saying here. And then he's saying that I don't want the kingdom with has blood of my relatives in that war. After making them die, it's full of their blood. I don't want that kingdom. So let me go become a beggar, right? So that's what he was saying in this. Okay, let's go next.
न चेतद्विद्मा कतरं न करेयम् यद्वा जयेम यदि वा न जयेयु यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषाम तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा न चेतद्विद्मा कतरं न करेयो यद्वा जयेम यदि वा न जयेयु यानेव हत्वा न जिजीविषाम तेव स्थिता प्रमुखे धार्तराष्ट्रा.
So now again he continues saying the same thing. He says that I don't even know whether losing or winning is good in this case. Should I fight? Should I not fight? Even the winning is good or losing is good. I think losing is good too. I will not kill anybody. And winning is good here because I will get the kingdom and all the bad people are gonna die. But no, I don't feel good, so I don't know what to do. I'm so confused here, right? You live for the family. If family is not there, why do you want to live, right? So that's how he's saying. So he's repeating himself again, saying, you know, probably you did not hear me the first time. Let me repeat it so you can hear me again one more time.
I went for 30 slots, but you probably did hear
You didn't hear me any, right? So let me tell you again, right? And this is what we do it. When we want to prove ourselves, how many times we repeat that, what are we doing, right? Many times. I'm right. We will repeat so many things, give different angles to the same thing and keep saying, right. Remember, what Arjun is thinking here is that I'm a good person, right? I cannot kill. So, though it's his weakness, he's trying to show it as a strength. And that's why he's putting so much argument in front of Krishna Bhagavan, right? Okay, next. 7.
कर्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभावा पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमुदचेता यक्षेयस्यानिशितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शेष्यास्तेऽहं साधिमां त्वां प्रपन्नम् कार्पण्यदोषोपहता स्वभाव पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसमुदचेता यच्छ्रेयसन्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे शिष्यस्तेषां शान्तिमहं प्रपन्नम्.
Okay. Here is where the turning point comes in this shloka. What is the turning point here? Yes.
He says, like, tell me what to do, tell me what is best for me.
Good job, Sydney.
Says that he's like, he'll take your advice and like
Yes.
his soul is surrendered to Krishna.
Good job. Wow. Did you read it?
Yeah.
Okay. That's awesome. But this is the turning point. So far, what he was doing? So far, what was he doing, Arjun?
He was providing his own thoughts and
Own
arguing.
And he was giving the argument that I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, right? All the 31 shlokas, he keep on saying, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right, I'm right. Now he's saying, oh no, I'm confused. Right? No, this is not right. I might not be right.
2 shloks and he's confused.
Right? Now he's saying the thing turned now. Now he's saying this is the biggest shlok that makes the turning point here. What he is saying? Karpanya dosha. Karpanya dosha means I'm so small now. My thinking became so small. Right? So now he got his negative point out, like what his weakness is. Right? He says, now I understand. I am becoming so small. I am smallness. Then he says, dharma samudaya means my intellect is clouded. Right? So he's saying now that I'm thinking wrong. My intellect is already clouded here. Then he says, yachhyasi means what is right. Tell me what is right. He says, bruhya tanme means tell me. God, tell me what is right. I don't know. Now, he doesn't know God, but he's saying, Krishna, tell me what is right. Right? Then he says, shishyasteham. What I'm doing is, I am being your disciple. So that's the first word he says, where he is agreeing that he is wrong, he's confused, he's become his disciple. And then he said, Shadimam means teach me. So now he's coming to teach me. Tvam prapanne means I'm in need of refuge, teach me. Right? So what happens is, that's where we can see that now he's coming at the right time. Krishna Bhagavan never took a class of Vedanta or Gita, let me teach you Gita, come on, or put a board in the front of the house, or like how I told your mom that, hey, I'm going to do the class and you all came. Right? Krishna Bhagavan doesn't do that. Krishna Bhagavan what? If you go ask for him, then he will teach. He will not come and say, hey, let me teach you. Right? So here is the thing what turning point came for Arjun. Like now what Arjun is saying, come teach me. That's why now Krishna is ready to teach. Otherwise, what the first 2 slokas says, no, get up, come on, fight. He did not teach everything, but now he's saying, I'm wrong, teach me. Right? So that's the turning point. You know, in India, we used to remember that our Guru used to say, there was a mentality that this shlok, if you read that before, if you are unhappy or you need something or you're confused and you don't know the answer and you are looking for the answer but you cannot figure it out, they say if you read the shlok at night for 5-6 times or whatever time and with the shraddha that God will give you the way, so you repeat this shlok before sleeping, then God comes and show you the way. So anytime when you are confused, this is the 7th shlok is the shlok that you should recite it with shraddha that God will come and show you the way. Because this is where you are saying, I am your
Confused.
I'm confused and I'm your
Disciple.
I'm your disciple. I want you to tell me what is the right and what is the wrong. So he says, Arjun, that tell me what is right. Right? So that's why this shlok is very important in Gita, where there is a turning point in the Arjun's mind and he is saying, God, come and help me. Right? So whenever guys you have confusion, God will come and help you recite this shlok. That's what it's being said. Right? So that's the shlok number 7. Let's go to shlok number 8.
We're on page 69, right? Or 68.
69.
69.
Oh, 69.
69 page number.
66.
69. Yeah, 69.
Nahi sapasya
प्रपश्यामि ममात्मनुद्यं यक्षोकमुक्षोसनमेन्द्रियाणाम् आवाप्य भूमा वसपन्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्
Together.
न हि प्रपश्यामि ममापनुद्यं यक्षोकमुक्षोषणमिन्द्रियाणाम् अवाप्य भूमा वसपन्नमृद्धम् राज्यं सुराणामपि चाधिपत्यम्.
So again he continued, he's saying that I am grieving, I'm in sorrow, my senses are drying, I don't know what to do, I'm freezing here, show me the way, help me. So that's what he's saying in this shlok, which is like, we already talked a lot about it, so I'm not gonna go in too much detail, but he's still in the same part that the big thing is, he says, I'm grieving here, help me, take me out of this grief, right? Okay, next one.
Sanjay Uvacha
Sanjay Uvacha
Evam Uktva Hrishikesham
एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं
Gudakesha Parantapa
गुडाकेश परन्तप
न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम्
उक्त्वा तस्मिन् बभूवः
Together.
Sanjay Uvacha एवमुक्त्वा ऋषिकेशं गुडाकेश परन्तप न योत्स्य इति गोविन्दम् उक्त्वा तस्मिन् बभूवः.
Okay, so here now scenes goes back to Sanjay, right? So after saying this, Arjun stays there, but then the scene goes back to
Sanjay's like the narrator of the
No,
story.
Yeah. So he's telling who? Dhritarashtra. So what he's saying that, hey king, after saying that, he said, after saying it to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is who? What's the name? What is the other name of Rishikesh? Krishna. Right? Krishna is known as Rishikesh also. See, I told you there will be many names of both of them. There is only two characters, but it will be many names. So we need to get used to it. So Rishikesh is Lord of senses. Right? So the person who capture all their senses is Rishikesh. So he's saying Krishna and Gudakesha. Gudakesha is another name of Arjuna. And what is the name? What does that mean? Who conquers his sleep. So he already conquered his sleep. He doesn't have to sleep if he doesn't want to. He had conquered. Because one thing that we cannot conquer, right? We cannot conquer any of our senses and sleep. We will sleep. Like if we don't sleep for like a night, one night, what happened next day?
What?
Yeah.
We need coffee.
We need coffee, but still, can you not sleep for 2 days?
No.
No, right? It's gonna fall on you, no
So
matter
hard.
what, however you. But he had conquered. He can conquer the sleep, so he cannot. If he want, he will not sleep for days. So Arjun has that power. So here it says that Sanjay says that Krishna, by saying that, after saying that hey, I am confused. Arjun said, Na yostya. Na yostya means I'm not going to fight. So that's the last statement. And he says, after saying that, he silently sat on the chariot again. So we saw this position before too, now it came again. So what happened is, Krishna says two things to him, raise up, and he gave his all the arguments again, and he again took that position of sadness, sorrowness, and sat in the chariot crying silently, right? And the last statement statement that Arjun says here is, I will not fight. Right? And the end. Right? So Sanjay says that. Now, shlok number 10.
तामुवाच ऋषिकेश
तामुवाच ऋषिकेश
प्रसन्नेव भारत
प्रसन्नेव भारत
सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये
विषीदन्तमिदं वाच
Together.
तमुवाच ऋषिकेश प्रहसन्निव भारत सेनयोरुभयोर्मध्ये विषीदन्तमिदं वच.
So this is again Sanjay keeps saying it, and he says that Hey Dhritarashtra, Bharat means the king, right? So he said, Hey Dhritarashtra. After saying that, Krishna said these vachan means these sentences to Arjun, who is in deep in sorrow. Krishna says these sentences as of he is smiling. So he says prasannaiva, right? So prasannaiva means he is smiling. So as if you feel like Krishna is smiling, right? Now the friend is in sorrow and the other friend is smiling. Is it good? What, Raja? What page was that, Raja?
71.
71, right?
For now we're
But there is a reason of why is Krishna smiling? Can anybody tell me the good reason?
Because actually, I don't know.
Okay, Rishi.
because he's gone, I think he knew that they were gonna win because he didn't want Arjun to fight.
Yeah. What is the reason why he smiles now?
Krishna smiling, we should not be supposed to say.
Krishna is
Other
smiling.
side.
Not
No,
Arjun.
no.
Not Arjun. Krishna smile.
No, but she gave the answer right. She looked at the bigger picture and she gave. But that's good. No, that's good. But why is at this moment Krishna smiling? Yeah.
Because Arjun said he wanted Krishna to teach him.
Oh my God! Yeah, right. Good points to you. So what happened is
Has Krishna?
Krishna knows now Arjun will get up and fight eventually because now what he's asking, teach me.
Yeah.
He surrendered to Krishna Bhagavan. So
Krishna
Arjun,
was just waiting for Arjun to.
Arjun to surrender.
Say,
So
teach
he
me.
can give all these 18 pages, 18 chapters of Gita, right? He was just waiting for it.
Now
Like Arjun will say,
16.
please teach me. And he will open this whole big book and say, okay, let me teach you now. Because as you asked me, right? So that was the right
Wait one
reason.
sec. Let me record the conversation, the first and second chapter.
Let me first finish this and then. So,
Start the tape recorder.
I know. So that's why Krishna was smiling. People will can look at this as, oh my God, Krishna was smiling that, oh, Arjun is crying for no reason, or this, or that.
He's such a baby.
Right? But he was not. He was smiling because Arjun is on the right path. His friend is on the right path by surrendering him to Krishna. Good job, Avi. That was a good answer. Okay. So we were doing this, but we will continue for 11th and 12th because this is an important. I know I did not tell you, but we still have 15 minutes, so we will go. Anybody can read 11? Krishna, you want to go? You go, Sonia? You want to read?
Actually, Krishna.
You can read. Try? You want to try? It's not a.
It's kind of
Try
hard.
it
It looks
in
kind of
your-
hard.
Try in your silently first. If you can do it, we can do it. Try it.
Is this even English? Oh wait. Not. Oh wait.
First only 11.
On the left.
Just read it only 11.
Shri Bhagavan Vacha Asocyanan Vasochasvam Prajnavadanscha Vasase Gatasuna Gatasumcha
शोचन्ति पाण्डिता
Together.
श्री भगवानुवाच अशोच्यानविशोचस्त्वं प्रज्ञावादांश्च भाससे गतासु न गतासुंश्च नानुशोचन्ति पाण्डित.
Okay. So now again, Lord Krishna comes again. Now, but he is on a different form, right? Now he is ready to teach. He's not just saying raise up, he is ready to teach what he has to teach. And not just to Arjun, to everybody, right? So what happens is, as in all Vedanta knowledge and all these old knowledge, what happens is the first thing if somebody asks a question, teach me, they go to the highest level as I mentioned to you, right? They will say, Aham Brahmasmi. And then they will look around and say, everybody understood? And then they see, oh, okay, you don't understood? Okay, let me write these 18 chapters and make you understand what is Aham Brahmasmi means, right? So that's what Krishna Bhagavan did, right? He started with the highest. He looked at Arjun. Did he understand? He looked at everybody. Did everybody understand? And then he realized, no, this is not the way, right? So in first two chapters, first two slokas, he's going to tell it will be the highest knowledge. So stay with me on those ones, right? Okay. So in this one, let's start with Pandita, right? That word should be familiar to you guys. Pandita.
The guy who gets you married.
Right?
The guy who gets you married.
That is right. That's right.
Right before marriage.
To laugh. Okay. So, good. Let me come back to it because she said so. That is true.
The guy who gets you married.
So, what does this shlok say? Guys, let's come back. Neil, let's come back. One conversation. So here is the thing. What happened in this shlok? In this shlok, the Bhagavan says that you are grieving of people who you don't have to grieve for. Right? So what is he saying to Arjun? You are grieving for people who you don't have to grieve for. Right? But yet, you are talking word of wisdom. And then he's saying after that, the wise people don't grieve at people who are living, or people who are dead. Right? So this is the whole like line to line, word to word if you look at this shlok, right? So now, but we will start from the opposite side. We will start from Pandit because Nishi mentioned it's the person who get married. So, Pandit word, it's always come like that. Hey, Panditji will do Satyanarayana Katha, right? Or Panditji will do this thing. But in ancient, where the Sanskrit word Pandit, it came from word Panda. And Panda word came from the word, Panda word means knowledge of self. Right? So Pandit is the Pandit who knows, who has a knowledge of self is Pandit. The scholar. The scholar of religion who knows the knowledge of, but we started using Pandit as a,
So someone who has reached, like someone who has researched Swadhyaya.
yeah, or who has reached their enlightenment, right? Now Pandit is used as an English word too now, right? Isn't it?
Yeah.
What does it mean? No, Pandit.
Oh,
Pandit itself. Yeah, Pandit is an English word. Yeah. Expert.
I didn't know that.
Expert on something.
Definition of
Expert,
Pandit.
but
I need to go to the dictionary.
But guys, but the problem is the English word is taken from the original
It is.
origin word, but it is what it is. It just says expert on anything. Expert on football. Expert on Wall Street knowledge. Expert on mathematics. Expert on science is Pandit.
Can you be like a Pandit on yourself?
That's what it is. That actually the meaning is.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm a Pandit.
We are trying to become a Pandit by reading Gita, right? But
Expert on life.
expert on anything is known as Pandit in English dictionary. But What is the meaning, Raja? What does dictionary
Yeah,
meaning
it says
say?
expert.
Expert?
Basically, yeah.
definition. Yeah, basically.
It says expert, right? But
It's
original
an
meaning
expert
was
in a particular subject or field who's
Yeah.
frequently called on to give opinions about it to the public.
okay. So it is an expert for anything. In English, it's been used for anything. Oh, this guy is pandit for physics. He can do so good experiments. Whatever. But in original language, which is Sanskrit for this word, it was meaning of the expert or the scholar who knows the knowledge of self. Right? So that was it. So now he is talking about Nanu, it's a Nanu Shochanti Pandita. Means what does it means? That the person, they don't grieve. Wise person, wise means these Pandit person, they don't grieve on anybody. Anybody who? Living or
Dead.
dead. Doesn't it feel like heartlessness?
Yeah.
Right? How
They
can
have
you,
no soul.
right? How would you not worry about your people around you, or your mom, or your dad, or your brother, or your sister, because they are living, right? And people who die, we don't worry about them, or we don't grieve about them. But this is not what they are saying. It means that you don't worry about. You worry about it. You serve them. You serve your parents. You serve your brother, sister. You do the things for them. If you have to do some puja for your, grand parents who are being passed away, you do those things. You do those things. That's not taken away. But what Krishna Bhagavan is saying, don't sorrow or grieve on them. So there is a difference, and we're going to talk about that difference, right? Why we don't sorrow and grieve on any dead or living. Yes.
Is it kind of like don't let it get in the way of doing good things?
Yes, definitely. So we don't sorrow on it. Like if we sorrow, what's going to happen is we're going to keep crying on things,
And then you'll
Right.
get,
and
you
you
won't
will,
move past it.
yeah, you will never pass away. So what wise people do is they don't sorrow in either living or dead people. But what it is saying again, that he's saying, Arjun, you are grieving on people that you don't have to, but you are talking
Like a wise person.
You are talking like a wise person. How can you talk like a wise person now when you are grieving? When Krishna is saying that wise person don't grieve, but he's saying, what he's saying? That you are talking like a wise person. Your words are wise. So what happens is sometimes people have a lot of knowledge, but they don't experience it and they don't live it. Right? So we will have a lot of knowledge in Gita. Guys, we will have the knowledge of ourselves, but if we don't practice it, what's going to happen is we will
We'll just
talk
forget
as
it.
wise. We will talk like our language, our vocabulary will be really good because we have knowledge. But if we don't practice it, that's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying. Reading Gita is not enough. Practicing it is going to make you wise. Saying the wise word is not good enough. Right? So now Arjun is saying a lot of wise word. Like whatever arguments he did was wise. So one of the argument was like, hey, in Vedas it is written this that you should not do that, right? So he is talking as a knowledgeable person, but now he is not acting or he is not taking it as a life in it, right? So when we talk about these knowledge, we have to live it too. So remember that thing, guys. It's not just you read it in this class and go home and put the books away and then bring the books again on Sunday at 4 p.m. and you open the books and then you shut it down and you take it back. And how many of you guys live the making decision between pleasure and good? And you decided the right thing. Anybody?
Me, but I decided the wrong thing.
You decided wrong thing?
Not all the time. I did both. I did both.
Sometimes.
So if you don't practice this, you cannot teach that to anybody, right? You have to practice those things. You cannot just go and teach. That's what Arjun is doing. Arjun has a lot of knowledge. He's talking about it. But now he's not practicing and he's crying, right? So that's what Krishna Bhagavan is saying in this. So the big learning on this first shlok is, the big takeaway is, this shlok is telling that, first of all, the knowledge. It's saying that, hey, you cannot talk of knowledge and not live it, right? That's the meaning of this first shlok. The second thing it's saying that if you want to be a wise person, you don't grieve, right? Now, grief comes out of what? So, Vedant discovered that the grief comes, the root of grief comes from ignorance, right? We don't know. Ignorance, that's where the grief comes from, right? So the answer, what is the opposite of ignorance?
Pay attention.
Knowledgeable.
What did you say then?
Like, pleasure, not grief.
No, what is the difference of ignorance?
Knowledge.
Knowledge, right? Right, Sia?
I
What
was
were you
gonna
saying?
say paying attention.
Paying attention, right? So getting knowledge is ignorance. So if the grief is because of ignorance, what everybody should do?
Not
Get
grief.
knowledge.
Get knowledge, right?
So
Do
you
the
don't
opposite thing.
grieve. So then you don't grieve.
Not get no, Sarah's answer was not get ignorance. But knowledge, right? So get knowledge. So that's the first look. It's giving the whole theme of Gita. Like what is it, the theme? Get the knowledge. And live the knowledge, right? So that's the two things in the first look is given by Krishna. One, get the knowledge, that's the first thing, and then live the knowledge. That's the second thing. 5 minutes remaining, then we will not go to the
5
second
minutes?
slok. 2 minutes?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was 47.
3 more minutes.
3 minutes.
Okay, so we will, next slok we will take next time, right? So to just summarize the whole thing, right? Can we summarize real quick on that one? Right? I might repeat myself, but if you guys have missed any points, because we're going to ask again next week. This week it was low from you guys to revise the chapter. When I said what did we study last week, nobody could answer much. So can you guys take a revision first? Right? Okay. So make sure that next time you come prepared, because we always revise it, right? So this week one you revise it. Okay, Sia, you have a question? Who raised the hand? You raised your hand? Somebody raised your hand.
It wasn't me, but I have a question.
Yeah,
Can you briefly summarize this? Because,
yeah,
like, very brief.
yeah. So we start from slok number we start from slok number 4 to we did till what? Slok number 11. Right? We added one slok on that. Right? So slok number 10 4 to 10 was Arjun speaking, right? Arjun is still doing the same thing, telling his, giving his arguments, right? And telling what's bad, he will not do it. But in slok 7, he changed his thought process. Before he was saying that I am right, these are my argument, I am a nice person, I will not harm anybody, I'm not doing hinsa to anybody, I'm gonna be non-violent, right? So that's what he keep on saying. But in 7th, by 7th he says, I'm confused. My intellect is clouded. I don't know what to do. So please help me, tell me what's right. I am surrendering myself. I'm in your refuge. Teach me. Right? So that's where the turning point comes. Now Krishna is happy that Arjun is there. And now I can teach him what's the right thing to do. Right? So that's where Krishna comes play back and roll. But Arjun give up everything and sits down and say, I'm not gonna fight. Now Krishna comes with a straight and direct answer, right? Now he's not playing any game to just motivate him or say him, hey, come on, get up, you will get heaven, or you will not get ill fame, or you will be a noble person. He's not giving any motivation. He came straight to the point. He said, what you are grieving on, that is not, those are not supposed to be grieved on. Those people are not supposed to be grieved on what you are grieving on. Right? Though you are talking as a wise person, but wise people never grieve on living or dead people. That's what we learned. Got it? Awesome? Chalo, let's finish it up with Vasudeva. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsucharunamardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Who's gonna read next? Archun.
Yeah, Ansh wanted to read. He told me. Ansh wanted to read.
I know Ansh want to read, but Risha is waiting. Risha and Sia are waiting.
Risha
So
and
let's
Sia.
give them a chance first, and then we will give us. So Risha, Sia, Ansh, Reha, and then
Sean.
Neil, and then Sean.
I'm not reading.
Sean's reading.
What? Adi, after Sean, Avi will come. Good? So that's how we're gonna go. You good?
Is
And
it
then
class?
Swara.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm just asking.
Yeah. Good. Did you turn it on?